Pleased to have with us in our final segment Matt Wally, who's the Vice President of Government and Community Affairs, and Sean O'Connell is the Vice President of Small Business Banking.
Correct.
All right. Good. Well, welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And so just recently, Unibank announced a pretty innovative program that has a specific economic outreach or impact on Worcester. And Matt, maybe you could start us off by talking about the Worcester account program.
I'd love to, Tim. Unibank did open up a socially responsible banking product, which has two components. The first component, any individual, nonprofit, business, and even the city of Worcester who deposits money into an account will receive a premium rate of interest. But the second component, which I think is more important, the money deposited is going to be used for 3 different loan products specifically for the city of Worcester. That first product is home mortgage lending.
Right.
And individual who wants to buy a home of their own in Worcester will receive a closing cost assistance and a favorable interest rate. The second product is small business lending. And a small business in Worcester is going to have access, again, to rate of interest that's going to be very favorable. And the third component of the lending aspect of the program is for community development. So a community development project, either done by a real estate developer or a nonprofit organization, is also going to receive a favorable interest rate as well as closing cost assistance.
And want to maybe get into each one of those 3 areas a little bit in a moment. But Sean, so your role in this, you're going out trying to
Yeah, so we're really trying to go out and help small business prosper in the area, and by doing so, we're offering them for lines of credit and term loans a favorable rate, which is actually a fund rate for the city of Worcester, which is 1.722 for the first year, which is the year that Worcester was founded. So it's an exciting product, and it's a fun time to be going out and helping small businesses.
And in your experience in kind of working in Western Mass now in the Worcester area, kind of, what are some of the issues that, and how do you think this will be helpful to some of the small business people prospectively looking to start a business?
Well, right now in the small business world, it's a great time. People have a great outlook, and especially in Worcester with everything that's going on, what this allows them to do is help to expand their business, help add on another employee, help grow the business, whether they're looking for a different piece of equipment to help expand, or to just be able to make their processes a little bit more efficient, being able to replace some of those products. And with this product and the rate, it's a good time for them to take advantage of it.
And that's really an important point. Chamber member of business recently at a forum, he said, he struggled for 3 or 4 years to get his business up and running. And he said it was at that aha moment was when he realized he could hire that employee or buy that equipment. He didn't have to take it all out of his pocket, but by going to a bank, presenting his plan, they would, help him the money. And he said that took an enormous burden off, and now he's grown, got a dozen plus employees. But that having that banking relationship is really important.
And it's exciting for us to see them reach that aha moment and being able to help grow with them, and that's something that we're looking to do.
And so, Matt, the 3-pronged areas, certainly housing is a huge issue, as we saw across the country at the Great Recession. One of the unfortunate aspects of that was the foreclosure crisis, and we know that home ownership is so key to strong and stable neighborhoods, and the focus of the program is just that.
It is, and when you look at economic development, the 3 programs that we have are each hitting economic development nail on the head. Home ownership rate in Worcester, I believe right now, is 45%. Worcester's a great place to live. I've lived here all my life, and you have opportunities to buy a really great house in a great neighborhood at a great price point. And we believe that hopefully this program is going to increase that percentage of individuals in Worcester who have a home of their own. The second aspect, small business lending, one of the critical components of a small business growing their business and hopefully hiring more and growing their physical location is access to capital. Right. And during the recession, access to capital wasn't as prevalent, and that actually shrunk. And with this program, what we're doing is hopefully going out to those small businesses who need capital to grow their business, and hopefully we're going to be able to meet that need.
All right. I mean, one of the, we certainly know on the housing front, and one of the great things that Worcester provides is the array of housing options. Someone is interested in 2-family or 3-family to help with that, pay the mortgage and build some equity. Worcester's got those options. There are starter homes. There are, homes that can compete with any towns in the suburbs in terms of, size and so there's just a range of options. So this is a product that can help people take advantage depending on their job and economic situation.
Exactly. The program from a mortgage perspective, 1 to 4 family units, home ownership. And as you mentioned, one of the great aspects of Worcester are the numerous opportunities to get into the housing market. Personally, I bought my first house out of grad school, and it was a 3-family. I lived in 1 unit, and the 2 other units supplemented my mortgage. And then a few years later, I bought a single-family home in Worcester. But again, home ownership critical to the economic development growth of Worcester.
And when you look at people's kind of economic security and people kind of, building a home ownership equity, retirement, home ownership continues to be not, a major way that pathway people can kind of build that economic security. Some of the community development piece, so if there are organizations out there that are involved in economic development, how are you working with them?
I'll take this one. Community development, when you hear that word, what you need to think of is a developer, nonprofit, private developer, or even a small business owner or a large business owner buying a property and maybe putting it back on the tax rolls, or buying an underutilized property and bringing it up to its best use. As an example, all the development Wynn is doing, they're going in and they're taking loft buildings and increasing their value.
So Wynn Company would be the old Voc lofts, Canal lofts. Those are some examples of community development.
Exactly.
Project.
The grid district, that's an example of a community development project. And then many of our CDCs in Worcester, same thing. They're going in and they're revitalizing neighborhoods. That would be an example of a
South CDC, others.
Exactly.
They're all taking good projects. So Sean, how are you getting the word out? How can people reach you to learn about this?
We're going out, meeting with small businesses. We're doing a lot of things similar to this. Really trying to get the word out there in the advertisements. But we have the branch on Gold Star Boulevard, and they can always come on down and have a conversation with us there and see if it's something that we can help them with. Good.
Well, exciting program. Look forward to helping get the word out about it. All things that, as we've talked about, really build the economic base and for the community, the city, and for neighborhoods and for individuals. And we love to see jobs grow in the city because jobs matter.